The final seconds ticked away on the scoreboard. It was 2-2-2. The home team had just tied it up in the last minute, and the crowd was going wild. No one could remember the last time they'd been this excited about a game. For our team, it was do or die. If we couldn't score in the last seconds, we would have to settle for a tie. But we had a plan. Coach drew a play that we'd practiced many times. The smallest kid on our team, a scrawny little thing that most people didn't even notice, would get the ball. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but he had heart and determination. And in the final seconds of the game, that's all you need. As the seconds wound down, the crowd held its breath. With only 5 seconds left, the little guy got the ball. He took a deep breath, looked around to see if anyone was guarding him, and then he took a kick. The ball sailed through the air and straight into the net. I couldn't describe the feeling that surged through me as I watched the ball go into the net. I felt like I had just won the biggest prize in the world. We all rushed over to the little guy and lifted him up. He was so tiny, and yet he had just scored the biggest goal of his life. We stood there in a group, panting, hugging, jumping up and down, and the whole crowd began to chant his name. Little striker? Little striker? They yelled at the top of their lungs, and for that moment, he was the hero of the field. But then something amazing happened. As quickly as the chanting started, it stopped. Everyone began to look around, whispering to each other. I had no idea what was going on. And then someone yelled, "He did it." He actually did it. People were running for the exits, and I followed them, wondering what the commotion was all about. As I got closer, I saw a group of reporters and photographers surrounding the little striker. They were asking him questions and flashing their cameras in his face. I couldn't believe how quickly he had gone from being an unknown player to a local hero. But then something else caught my eye. There was a girl standing off to the side, and she was crying. I ran over to her and asked what was wrong. She told me that she was the little striker's sister, and she couldn't be happier for him. But she was upset because she had an early shift at work, and she had to leave right away. She said, "I wish I could stay and watch him play, but I have to go now." I felt bad because I knew how proud she must be of her brother, and I hated that she had to miss his big moment. So I did the only thing I could think of. I asked her, "Why don't you stay and watch? I'll cover your shift at work." She looked at me in disbelief and said, "You'd do that for me?" I just smiled and said, "Of course, it's the least I could do." And that's when I knew that this wasn't just a soccer game. This was about family, teamwork, and never giving up.